So the Pittsburgh Penguins played again last night and lost again in overtime, a 3-2 loss to the surprising Vancouver Canucks, who are now, I believe, 4-2 on the season. And they won that game last night without the services of Elias Pettersson, who of course got a concussion from Mike Matheson's hit on him, which was good for the Penguins, except they still lost anyway because their other rookie sensation from last year, Brock Besser, got the winning goal in overtime. Now, once again, I have some qualms about this game. The same as the game before, Murray was on the bench. If Murray was healthy, he should have been playing. I know that the Canucks went out and played Anders Nielsen, but he always plays weirdly well against the Penguins for some reason, and he was good again last night. Shots were pretty even, although Penguins should have dominated from that category because Vancouver's pretty terrible. Shots are even. Anders Nielsen, well, was good. He outplayed Casey DeSmith. Casey DeSmith on the second goal, which was a go-ahead goal until Hagelin scored, he didn't get across fast enough. But yes, the defense from Jack Johnson was atrocious. Johnson let Sutter, of all people, get in all alone in front of the net, uncovered, nobody blocking him, tapped it right in. Just brutal defending. I have no idea what Jack Johnson was doing, but he was not playing defense. But Casey DeSmith, that's a stoppable shot. He's got to be better than that. The winning goal, it's a wraparound, and they're sometimes tricky, but, you got to push across fast. The winning goal, again, beat him short side. Short side is sometimes kind of tricky to stop because your stick is not there, but at the same, so that sometimes does make it harder, but at the same time, short side means you really have to get your angles down, and if you're beat short side, it means your angle is off. So those are goals that, realistically you should stop. And sometimes short side's even easier because you don't have your stick, and sometimes your stick can put your puck into the net or do weird things. So short side goals are never really a good goal to give up. So that goal should not have gone in. A stoppable shot. Matt Murray probably would not have stopped it, and probably would not have let it in. And the Penguins probably would have won the game because they definitely were. You can tell they were more skilled out there, though the game was pretty boring. Another qualm I had with this game was that Derek Brassard is still playing on the top line as a winger. Why? His line with Shimon, and who else did he play with? Brian Rust was so good in the preseason and in the first couple games of the season. Why would you break that line up? Moreover, the whole point of getting Derek Brassard was that you could get back to your 3 center depth. Dan Bosma never would have played Jordan Staal on the top line as a winger because he's a center, and Brassard's even better than Jordan Staal offensively. So you have your 3 center depth, and who's going to stop that? Maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would strongly suggest Mike Sullivan put Derek Brassard back on the third line for their game tomorrow against the Leafs because they are a team that can almost match the Penguins offensively in terms of their center depth. And if you don't have someone like Derek Brassard up against Nazem Kadri, if you try to match Riley Sheahan up against Nazem Kadri on the third line, you're going to get burned because you got Kadri, Josh Levo, and I believe Andreas Janssen are on that line, which is a very good, it's pretty fast skilled young line. So I don't really understand that decision by Mike Sullivan. Defeats the whole purpose for why you got Derek Brassard. And I know Sullivan probably wasn't happy with their effort. Their 5-1 loss to Montreal, but it was 2 games in. Come on, it's not your forwards out of the problem here. It's your defense. And Justin Schultz's injury just made matters worse. But, luckily, the next game, Penguins are going up against a team that's also bad defensively, but you can match the Leafs offensively. They've only really got production from, a couple lines. So have the Penguins. So you put Derek Brassard, he was playing really well, back on the third line. You're going to have some scary depth down the middle. It just doesn't make any sense. Why are you playing on the wing? He's not nearly as effective. He's been pretty invisible since he's been placed in Crosby's line. There's no chemistry. Crosby's not scoring. He does usually have slow Octobers. This is only the 3rd time in his 14th season in the NHL where he's gone 5 games without a goal, which is pretty impressive. Of course, the last time that happened was 3 seasons ago, 2015-2016. Everyone is panicking. when Mike Johnston was there. Sullivan came in December. Team won the Stanley Cup that year. And it's not that Crosby's not playing well. He's getting his chances, but he hasn't dominated a game yet as Crosby likes to do. And he usually dominates against the Leafs. So hopefully we see that against Toronto on Thursday. But a lot of the Leafs are a lot better. He mostly dominated the Leafs when they were terrible. So we'll see how well he does against Toronto. But, he hasn't dominated yet. Malkin's dominated. He's played amazing so far, as has Kessel. They continue to roll. But, Crosby, he always starts off slow. He still got 4 points in 5 games, which for anyone else would be amazing. But for him, it's not very good. Once he gets going, he'll really get going. But it's just definitely weird that he's not scored a goal yet. But I don't think Derek Brassard has actually helped him. I think it might be hindering him because he's not used to playing with 2 centers. He's not used to playing with a guy who plays that style of game. He likes the hard-nosed guys that kind of grind and go to the net. Yes, Gensel's skilled as well, but he can also do that. Gensel's actually played really well this season. So that's why I think Crosby and Hornqvist played really well together. I don't know why Sullivan broke them up. So, and Hornqvist just doesn't really match with Rust and Shea. It's just kind of weird. I don't even know where Dominic Chimon's playing anymore, and he was playing fine as well. So I don't understand why Sullivan broke up the line so early. It shows that he's willing to change, which is good. Mike Babcock is kind of the same way. Mike Babcock's also a lot more stubborn, though. I think Sullivan changes the lines more. But that's one decision that I don't understand. I'd really hope for him to put Brassard back on the third line because right now their depth is not great in terms of offensive talent. So Cullen's been absolutely terrible, so you're not getting anything out of the fourth line. So what you should try to do is at least put a skilled player like Brassard on the third line, and I would actually put Sprong there as well, or put Sprong in Hornqvist's spot. Put him with. That's what I'm saying in the beginning. Put Sprong with Crosby and Gensel. See what he has. You can keep Hornqvist on the third line. You can keep him with Brassard and Rust. Hornqvist has played with Rust before. That's a pretty good third line. It's fast, but it's also kind of, gets in your face, which matches up well against a lot of third lines in the league. And then you put Sprong, and then you put Chimon down on the fourth line. You put him with Cheyenne and have him as a center. And Cullen's there, so you got to play him. But if it was me, I would even call up Zach Aston Reese and have Zach Aston Reese, Chimon, and Cheyenne as your fourth line and just sit Cullen's butt down because he has been terrible so far. They're not getting anything out of that fourth line. He was great for the Penguins when he was on the team, but that was 2 years ago, and he's really looking like his age now. So I don't understand that signing at all. And they're going to have to do something about their defense, whether it's trading for someone or calling someone up, because it's going to be a long 4 months if this happens, especially Jack Johnson and Jamie Alexis together. They're pretty slow together, so I don't like that pairing at all. But on the other hand, Brian Dumoulin and Chris Letang are killing it so far. Letang's redemption season continues. Brian Dumoulin continues to be really, really strong. So that pair has been positive. Wally Matta and UC Rickle's also played quite well. Matta's been okay. He hasn't been horrible. But, Lexiak and Jack Johnson together are just not good. I don't know why Mike Sullivan's trying to make Jack Johnson, Justin Schultz, or Jimmy Lexiak because it's not working. But I'm really hoping that Matt Murray plays tomorrow and that Sullivan does something with those lines because whatever it is kind of a mess right now. So that's all I have for this game. Please like if you like. Subscribe if you really like it. Share with all your friends. Tell everybody. I'll see you after Penguins' next game against Toronto, which should be a great game. And then against Calgary should be another great game on Saturday. All right, that's all for now.